Before I get into today's video, I want to be upfront with you, because I'd rather give you accurate information than a misleading headline. There's no single new national law starting in September that suddenly makes one phone touch cost every Australian driver their license. But here's what's genuinely true, and honestly just as serious. In several states right now, if you're a learner driver or a P-plater, one single mobile phone offense really can mean losing your license immediately. No warnings, no grace period. And for every driver, AI-powered detection cameras operating around the clock have made getting caught far more likely than most people realize. Stay with me, because I'm going to walk you through exactly what the real rules are in your state, and what genuinely puts your license at risk. Welcome to the channel, and thank you for joining me today. Every video here is built on the actual confirmed road rules from official transport authorities, so you know exactly where you stand rather than relying on a scary headline. Let's get straight into what's actually happening on Australian roads right now. Let's start with the technology driving all of this, because it's genuinely transformed enforcement over the past couple of years. Mobile phone detection cameras, using artificial intelligence to identify illegal phone use in real time, are now operating across multiple states, and critically, they run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This isn't occasional roadside enforcement anymore. It's continuous, automated monitoring. These systems have become sophisticated enough that some are now also being used to detect seatbelt offenses in addition to phone use, meaning the same camera catching you on your phone might also be catching you or your passengers not wearing a seatbelt properly. Now let's talk about the part of today's title that's genuinely accurate and deserves your full attention, because this is where one touch can truly cost you your license, immediately, with no second chances. In Queensland, the rule for learner drivers is completely unambiguous. A single mobile phone offence results in immediate licence suspension. There's no points buffer, no warning system, one offence is enough. For P-plate drivers in Queensland, the consequences are similarly severe. A single offence can also result in losing your licence outright, or being placed on a 1-year good driver behaviour period as an alternative. For fully licensed open licence holders in Queensland, the threshold is 2 offences within a 12-month period before you're facing the same outcome, losing your licence or entering that same good behaviour period. The financial penalties backing this up are genuinely substantial too. In Queensland, a driver caught on camera using their phone illegally faces a fine of $1,295 and 4 demerit points, and if you're caught for a repeat mobile phone offence within 12 months, that penalty doubles entirely, both the fine and the demerit points, alongside whatever licence consequences apply based on your licence type. Let's move to New South Wales, because the rules and penalties here follow a similarly strict pattern. Illegal mobile phone use carries a fine of $434, rising to $577 if you're detected within a school zone specifically. On top of that fine, you'll receive 5 demerit points, and during double demerit periods, which typically apply around long weekends and holiday periods, that penalty doubles to 10 demerit points for a single offence. For provisional P1 and P2 licence holders in New South Wales specifically, this matters enormously, because these drivers lose their licence entirely once they reach just 4 demerit points, meaning a single mobile phone offence during a double demerit period could realistically end a provisional driver's licence in one incident. In the ACT, the penalties sit among the harshest in the country, a fine of $632 alongside 4 demerit points for using your phone for texting, social media, apps, or internet access while driving, dropping slightly to 3 demerit points for other types of phone use offences. What makes the ACT genuinely distinctive is that there's no separate, lighter treatment for learner or P-plate drivers. Every driver faces the same penalty structure regardless of licence type, though the lower overall demerit point threshold for provisional drivers, generally 4 points before suspension, still means these newer drivers remain considerably more vulnerable to losing their licence from a single offence. Let's talk about exactly what actually counts as an offence, because this is where a lot of drivers genuinely trip themselves up without realising it. It's not simply about whether you're actively typing or talking on your phone. Under the current rules, it's an offence for your phone's visual display to even be visible to you while driving, meaning your phone illuminated and sitting in the console, screen up, can technically constitute an offence even if you're not touching it at all. The only legal ways to use your phone while driving involve either a phone properly secured in a fixed cradle that doesn't obstruct your view of the road, or fully hands-free operation through Bluetooth or voice activation, without touching the phone itself in any way. This distinction matters enormously, because it explains why so many drivers get caught despite believing they were doing nothing wrong. Checking a notification at a red light, glancing at a text message while stationary in traffic, or resting your phone on your lap while it's illuminated can all constitute genuine offenses under current rules. And the AI camera systems are specifically designed to catch exactly this kind of behavior, not just obvious, prolonged phone use while actively driving at speed. Now, I want to address something important, because this is genuinely relevant given the age of much of this audience, older drivers. Transport authorities have been explicit on this point. Age itself is not treated as a barrier to safe driving, and there's no separate, harsher enforcement regime specifically targeting older drivers when it comes to mobile phone detection. The same rules, the same cameras, and the same penalties apply universally regardless of your age. What genuinely matters here is being aware that these detection systems are more sophisticated and more consistently active than they were even a couple of years ago, which means habits that might have gone unnoticed in the past are now considerably more likely to be caught, regardless of how long you've held your license or how experienced a driver you consider yourself to be. So here's exactly what I want you to do to protect your license, regardless of which state you're driving in. First, before you even start your car, set your GPS destination, choose your music or podcast, and settle anything you'd normally want to check on your phone during the drive, so there's no reason to touch it once you're moving. Second, if you genuinely need hands-free phone access while driving, invest in a proper fixed cradle mounted securely in your vehicle, since a phone resting loose in a cup holder or on the passenger seat, even if you're not touching it, can still put you at risk if the screen is visible and illuminated. Third, use your phone's Do Not Disturb driving mode, which most modern smartphones offer built-in, since this automatically silences notifications and removes the temptation to glance at your screen while driving. Fourth, if you have passengers with you, ask them to manage any calls, messages, or navigation adjustments on your behalf, removing the need for you to touch your phone at all during the journey. And fifth, if you're a parent or grandparent of a learner or P-plate driver specifically, please have a direct conversation with them about exactly how severe these consequences are in states like Queensland, where a single offence really can mean losing their licence immediately, with no points buffer to absorb a first mistake the way fully licensed drivers might have. I want to leave you with this thought before we wrap up. The specific rules, fines, and demerit point thresholds do vary meaningfully from state to state, so it's genuinely worth checking your own state's transport authority website directly to confirm the exact figures that apply where you live and drive. But the underlying trend across the entire country is unmistakable. Enforcement technology has become considerably more sophisticated and more consistently active. Penalties have risen substantially, and for newer drivers specifically, the margin for error has narrowed to the point where a single mistake can genuinely end in losing their license outright. That brings us to the end of today's update. If this helped you understand exactly what puts your license at risk, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps this information reach more drivers who need to hear this before it costs them their license. Drop a comment below and let me know which state you're driving in, and whether these penalty levels surprised you. I'd love to hear how this compares to what you expected. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications, because we'll keep tracking every road safety change as it's confirmed. Thank you so much for watching, drive safely, and I'll see you in the next one.